Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you here. Over the recent months, as I consume a lot of content on social media about luxury and luxury shopping, I have actually come across several videos from rather large luxury YouTubers who were talking about the subject of crime. So some of these videos were strictly about safety concerns when carrying luxury items in large cities, but other videos outlined personal experiences of luxury owners being robbed, their apartments being broken into, them being robbed during travel, or falling victim to petty theft, such as maybe wallet snatching from a bag or things of that nature. So in today's video, I wanted to share some safety tips for luxury owners, luxury lovers, and luxury enthusiasts. You might quickly say that to stay safe, it is better not to carry or own any of these items at all, and not to shop for these luxury items either. However, as someone who is into luxury, I know that one of the reasons we like to buy these expensive luxury items and standout items, it is because we actually like to wear them and use them, and we also like to go shopping for these luxury items. My husband actually comes from a very extensive security experience and security background. So, together, we tried to derive a couple of actionable safety tips that hopefully provide a balance of staying safe while using and enjoying and shopping for your favorite luxury items. So today's tips are for everyday activities in the city when you're out and about, maybe going shopping or going out for brunch, lunch, and things of that nature. And I think I was really thinking about going shopping as a prime activity when we were putting these tips together. And before I go any further, I actually wanted to say your personal safety is really the most important factor. And it seems that in today's world, our shopping experiences can sometimes be overshadowed by the fear of becoming a victim of theft or other crimes. And I think while it is essential to remain vigilant, excessive caution can significantly lessen the enjoyment of the experiences. So a balance is really a key. And in this video, I did try to explore this balance between maintaining safety and security awareness and avoiding undue anxiety while shopping, dining, or being out and about. I think it is possible to take proactive steps to protect yourself without compromising kind of the overall well-being. By the way, a quick disclaimer, these tips are suggestions only, and of course they should be adjusted to your place and circumstances. This video is filmed primarily for entertainment purposes and does not constitute professional advice. But now, without further ado, let's actually go ahead and get into some of these tips. So my tip number one today is be aware of peak times for crime in your city. I think nowadays it is actually quite easy to do research quickly, and you can use available sources online. And I will link a couple of the sources in the description box below to find out what are the peak times for crime in your city or in your area. For example, just doing a quick research, I found out that in New York City, for theft and assault, peak times for crime are from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the afternoon, and that's according to NYC crime statistics and historical data. And another example for Paris, again for theft and assault, peak times are actually from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., and this is according to General Directorate for Internal Security for France. So keep in mind, these are just the peak times, and crime still occurs during other times as well. But these would be the most likely times for theft and assault, at least according to the statistics. And again, depending on where you live, you can actually do research of your own, determine the peak times in your city, and perhaps adjust your activities accordingly. I don't mean that you should completely uproot your life, but if statistics show that crimes are more likely in the afternoon, maybe consider going shopping in the morning instead, if your schedule actually allows for that. By the way, my name is Lisa, and I'm your guide to savvy luxury shopping no matter where in the world you are. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about strategic luxury shopping with the emphasis on quality and timelessness of your items. Tip number 2 is an important one, and it is vary the routes to and from your shopping areas or your going out to town areas. Always remember to avoid setting patterns with regards to times, dates, routes, and locations. If you set a pattern of behavior, you become easily predictable and it becomes easier for criminals to plan and execute a plan against you. So, some practical examples of avoiding patterns include, for example, not always parking in the same area. Or if you choose to park in the same area because it provides safety and security, you can vary the routes to and from this parking structure. But always keep in mind when it comes to parking that for parking structures, entrances and exits can always become targets of opportunity. Other examples of not being predictable include not going out on the same days and at the same time, not going to the same shops or the same restaurants in the same order, not driving each time. So occasionally, maybe you can take a cab or maybe carpool with a friend who is also going shopping. In sum, what I really want to say is avoid setting predictable and easily identifiable patterns of behavior. My tip number 3, never make multiple trips to drop off purchases into your car as you're shopping. The more you return to the same location, for example, the parking garage, the more susceptible to attack you will become. So avoid going back and forth between the shops and your car many times. For this reason, you might actually want to plan your purchases in advance and plan them accordingly. So keep your shopping bags and shopping boxes manageable and maybe try not to buy more than what you can actually safely carry. And if you're planning on dining or meeting with someone else during your shopping experience, do that before you actually shop. And in that case, you will not have to worry about the safety of your shopping bags as you're sitting there and enjoying your time with your friends. Another point here, if the mall or the store where you shop has a concierge service, consider storing your shopping bags there up until you're ready to pick up all of your stuff, get it in the car, and drive home. If possible, you can also inquire at the store whether one of their security personnel would be available to walk you to the car at the end of your shopping. This is especially useful if you feel like you bought too many things and you cannot carry all of them safely. Tip number 4, and this could be an obvious one, but if possible, never shop alone. I mean, this is a basic idea, but always remember that a single person is an easy prey, and there is definitely strength and the deterrence in numbers. So if you can, take somebody who is non-shopper with you when you go shopping. Because if you have someone with you who is not shopping, then that person can kind of be a buffer between you and the traffic or you and any potential danger area that you might be going through. Often, if the offender doesn't have an easy target, they will move on to somebody else who is, in fact, an easy target. So there is definitely deterrence in numbers. My tip number 5, plan how to exit after you are done shopping or you are done with your activities. If you do find yourself shopping alone, before exiting the shopping area or the mall, plan your walking route to limit exposure. You would also look more confident if you're walking straight to your car without meandering and looking for exits and walkways. If you are outside a shopping center and you're walking to your car, do not walk close to the traffic on the road, maybe with your cell phone in your ear. Save the calls and the texts and browsing on the phone up until you are in a secure area, maybe in your car. And also remember the following: wall, package, body. So walk close to the wall and away from the road, and your purchases or your shopping bags or any valuables should be between you and the wall. This way, they are less accessible for any snatch and grab opportunities. My tip number 6, avoid the so called dead spaces. So, in security terms, dead space is any area that cannot be easily seen in advance. For example, dead spaces include dark areas, corners when you cannot see what's behind the corner, small obstacles like planters, bushes, kiosks on the street. Basically, these are spaces where you cannot see what's behind them. So always pay attention to these spaces when you walk. And if you can, choose a route to your car without such spaces. But if it is impossible, pay attention and approach these corners, kiosks with extra caution. And definitely don't be staring at your phone when you turn a corner or approach another dead space. Alleyways are another good examples, so be sure to cross quickly if you actually must cross them at all. My tip number 7, trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it probably is not right. So, if at any time you feel that you are in danger, do not force the issue or do not chance it. So, if you're in a store and maybe you feel unsafe, you feel like somebody is watching you, just stop what you're doing, call a cab, and ask to be taken to the vehicle by one of the store security personnel. And then you can have the cab driver actually drop you in front of a police station, maybe a public place from which you're less likely to be followed home. So you can always come back to your vehicle at the shopping center later when you feel safe. And of course, if the situation is dire, stay in the store and call the police if you feel this is the right thing to do. Well, that's it for today. Remember that this is about enjoying your purchases and living your life. Just be cognizant of your surroundings and keep in mind your safety and security. And I hope that these tips are helpful for that. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you think about the safety tips? Have you had any issues with safety and security while luxury shopping? If so, share them if you feel like it. And before you go, check out this playlist next. Since I was talking a lot about shopping, I actually decided to include a playlist here with my shopping vlogs from the airports and also from Turkey. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, stay safe, and bye bye.